another video for you in my Financial Freedom series. This video is titled The Astrology of Becoming Debt-Free. Now, as I have pointed out, I've really been trying to make shorter videos and then make them more often because I think that actually meets the most people's needs. So, again, this is in the series of Financial Freedom. It's titled The Astrology of Becoming Debt-Free. So I want you to understand that because this is only going to be about a 10-minute video, I can't obviously cover the entire concept of financial freedom and how astrology can actually help you with that. So this is just touching on the subject of using astrology to help you become debt-free. Okay, so it's just one tiny piece of it. The other thing I wanted to say is to just give you an overview of the kind of videos I'll be making. I'll continue to do the political videos and the general astrology videos. And I'll continue this series on financial freedom and using astrology. So this is basically money astrology. And the other thing I'm going to be doing this summer is astrocartography. So for those of you who aren't familiar, you'll get to learn a little bit about astrocartography. And I am basically trying to bring in topics that are unique because there are a lot of good astrologers on YouTube, and I want to make sure that I'm not just repeating things that everybody else is saying, but bringing you new and original content. Also want to say a lot of people have told me that even if you are ringing the bell for notifications, for some reason YouTube isn't necessarily notifying you. So I want you to know that I will probably always upload at least one video every week, and I always upload them for the weekend. So check to see if there's anything new on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and or Sunday. So just go to my channel page and see if I've uploaded anything. Okay, so getting to the topic of how can you become debt-free, especially using astrology, there are certain configurations that are super helpful for that. So I just randomly chose this Gemini new moon eclipse because it's coming up soon and it helps to illustrate the point. Okay, so the first thing I want you to know is you don't have to wait for the astrological alignments. Astrology doesn't say that you don't have free will. We absolutely have free will. Absolutely. The only thing that astrology does is it tells you what the cosmic weather is going to be, like what the energy is going to be. So I like to use the example of choosing a wedding day. Okay, because you can choose any wedding day you want, but most people like to have their weddings in June because the weather is nice. That's why there are so many June brides. So again, there's nothing that says you cannot become debt-free at any moment in your life. All it says is that these particular alignments can be more helpful. And there are two in particular that I have found to be extremely helpful when it comes to getting out of debt. Now, another thing I want to say is that when I was first learning astrology, I've been an astrologer for decades now, but in the beginning when I was first learning, and you'll probably see this a lot of times, that there's this impression that Saturn is bad and the South Node is bad. And this just simply is not true. And when you're trying to get out of debt and become debt-free, Saturn can be your absolute best friend. So can the South Node. That's why I chose this chart in particular. Of course, the Gemini new moon eclipse is coming up soon, but that doesn't matter, okay? What I want to show you is Saturn in the 8th house. The 2nd and 8th houses are the money houses. I also want you to see South Node in the 8th house. So again, I've just randomly chosen a chart. This is an alignment that is coming up soon, but it doesn't matter. What matters is where your second and eighth houses are. These are the money houses. Okay? So if you want to change your relationship to money, wealth, finances, credit, debt, loans, any kind of resources coming in or going out, especially monetary and financial and related to your wealth and well-being, you want to look at the second and eighth houses in your chart. Now, I can't know exactly what those houses are without looking at your personal chart, but if you go to Patreon, there's always a link below in the description box. If you sign up for the tier that offers a free birth chart, just notify me that you want a free birth chart, give me your email address, and I can send it to you in your email, okay? And then you can look at your chart and you can see where is your ascendant and where is your sun. And like in this chart, the ascendant is in Taurus, and this actually gives you a clue. If you have a Taurus ascendant or a Taurus sun, then you have the south node in your eighth house right now, either from the ascendant in Taurus or in your solar chart, which would be the sun in Taurus in the first house. That would put the south node in your eighth house. These two, the Saturn in the eighth house, so anyone with a Cancer ascendant or Cancer sun will also have Saturn in the eighth house Aquarius. Or if you have a Taurus ascendant or Taurus sun in the first house, you'll have the south node in your eighth house Sagittarius. Okay, these groups of people are benefiting tremendously right now from Saturn in your eighth house Aquarius or from the south node in your eighth house Sagittarius. Okay, so anyone with an ascendant or sun in Taurus, or anyone with an ascendant or sun in Cancer are benefiting tremendously from Saturn in 8th house Aquarius or from the south node in 8th house Sagittarius. Now, that doesn't mean that all the other groups of people who don't have that cannot find ways to benefit from planetary alignments and help you reduce debt. I'm just saying that those people with Sun or Ascendant in Taurus or with Sun or Ascendant in Cancer are going to benefit tremendously right now. The other thing to consider is that Saturn takes 2.5 years to pass through any sign. So that gives you 2.5 years with Saturn in your 8th house to reduce your debt. And most of us know that, we don't usually get rid of debt overnight. It does take time. It's a commitment. But when you have Saturn in your 8th house for 2.5 years, you are able to commit yourself to eliminating debt, and it will happen. Same with the South Node. It only stays in your 8th house or any house in general for 1.5 years, but it will help tremendously to reduce debt. If you commit yourself for that 1.5 years, you will get out of debt, okay? Now, for those of you who are not, benefiting from Saturn or the South Node in the 8th house right now, just understand that there are many planets that can actually help you, and many alignments that can help you. Jupiter in either the 2nd or 8th house can actually bring money in. They can also help, because when you increase your income, you can also reduce debt. So this is just an overview, just a beginning. There will be more in this series, so look forward to it, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.